Let's talk about success. Not the kind that just looks good from the outside, but the kind that feels right from the inside. The kind of success that's built on clarity, consistency, and the courage to keep showing up. Today, we're diving into the 5 habits of highly successful professionals. Not the surface level stuff like waking up at 5 a.m. or having the perfect to-do list, but the deeper, quieter habits that shape not just what you do, but who you become. Because real success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you are when no one's watching. So let's get into it. Habit 1. They create before they consume. Think about the first thing you do when you wake up. Do you reach for your phone, check your email, scroll through social media? Most people do. They start the day consuming other people's thoughts, other people's opinions, other people's agendas. But the most successful professionals, they do something different. They create before they consume, before they let the world rush in, before they open their inbox, before they scroll through the noise. They carve out a moment to connect with their own mind. They write, they brainstorm, they reflect. They set the tone for the day by aligning with their own intentions, not everyone else's demands. Because when you start the day in reactive mode, you're already behind. But when you start by creating, you're setting the agenda, you're choosing your focus, you're deciding what matters most. Imagine what would happen if every morning you spent just 15 minutes journaling your thoughts, sketching out your next big idea, or planning your day with intention. That small act of creation, before the world comes crashing in, it's a power move. Because it reminds you that your mind is your most valuable asset and your voice deserves to be heard before the noise. Habit 2. They seek clarity, not certainty. The world is uncertain, jobs change, plans shift, life throws curveballs, and the people who thrive in that chaos aren't the ones who need everything to go as planned. They're the ones who know how to get clear on what really matters, even when nothing is certain. Clarity over certainty. That's the habit. They ask themselves, what is my core priority today? What is the one thing that will move the needle forward? What am I committed to, no matter what happens? Because clarity doesn't mean having all the answers. It means knowing what matters most and refusing to let the noise distract you. Successful professionals know how to ground themselves in their why, even when the how is still evolving. They're not waiting for the perfect conditions. They're moving forward with intention, with purpose, with clarity. Because when you know what you're working toward, you don't need every step to be mapped out. You just need the next step, and then the next. You don't need certainty to move forward. You just need clarity. Habit 3. They practice deliberate discomfort. Growth doesn't come from staying in the safe zone. It comes from doing the thing that scares you, the thing that makes your hands shake, the thing that you'd rather avoid. But successful professionals, they seek out discomfort. They choose it deliberately. They raise their hand in that meeting even when they're not the most experienced voice in the room. They pitch their idea even when they're not sure it's ready. They say yes to the opportunity even when it's beyond their current skill set. They don't wait until they feel ready. They step in while they're still afraid, because they know that the only way to expand your comfort zone is to keep stretching it. Growth doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing, from trying, from stumbling, from learning. So ask yourself, what is one uncomfortable action you could take today? One conversation you could have, one email you could send, one risk you could say yes to. You don't have to feel fearless to move forward. You just have to be willing to feel the discomfort and do it anyway. Habit 4. They protect their energy like it's their most valuable asset. Energy is everything. You can have the best strategy, the best intentions, the best plan, but if your energy is depleted, none of it matters. Highly successful professionals know this. They know that their energy is a finite resource, so they protect it fiercely. They say no to what drains them. They set boundaries that preserve their focus. They take breaks without guilt because they understand that rest is productive, and they pay attention. Not just to what they spend their time on, but what they spend their energy on. Is this task draining me or fueling me? Is this conversation lifting me up or pulling me down? Because it's not just about managing time. It's about managing who and what gets access to your mind. If you want to operate at your best, you can't afford to give your energy away to just anyone or anything. You have to choose wisely. Habit 5. They live in alignment with their values. Success without alignment is hollow. It looks good from the outside, but it feels empty on the inside. Highly successful professionals know that their values aren't just words on a wall. They're the compass. They guide decisions. They shape priorities. They define boundaries. What do you stand for? What do you refuse to compromise on? What do you want to be known for? Not just at work, but in life. When your actions align with your values, you become unshakable. Because you're no longer chasing goals to impress anyone. You're moving with purpose. You're showing up as the person you say you want to be. And that kind of integrity? It's rare. It's magnetic. It's powerful. Final thought. Success is a choice, not a destination. The habits that define successful professionals aren't secrets. They're not hidden behind some paywall or reserved for a select few. They're simple. They're intentional. They're accessible to anyone willing to show up and do the work. You don't have to wait for a title or a raise to start practicing these habits. You can start right now. You can create before you consume. You can seek clarity over certainty. You can lean into deliberate discomfort. You can protect your energy. You can live in alignment with your values. Because the truth is, you don't become successful. You choose to live successfully. One decision, one habit, one day at a time. And if you can do that, you're already further ahead than you realize. If this message resonated with you, if it sparked something inside you, consider subscribing to this channel. There's so much more to come. Content that's not just about what you do, but who you're becoming in the process. And if you know someone who's ready to level up, who's ready to build habits that actually move the needle, share this video with them. Because we all rise higher when we rise together. Hit like if today's message hit home. And drop a comment below. What's one habit you're committed to building this month? Thanks for being here, for investing in yourself, and for showing up. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.